This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per talk.
5 and 6 million.
He's hell-bent on global domination. We just broke our 100,000 units sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka.
Okay, Top Tribe, this week's winner of the $100 that I give away every Monday is Kim Dust. She's in the entertainment industry and is currently working a full-time day job and doing her side hustle on the side. Kim, congrats. For you, here's a chance to win $100 every Monday. Simply subscribe to the podcast on iTunes now and then text the word Nathan to 33444 to officially enter. Again, text the word Nathan to 33444 after you subscribe. So, folks, something very nerve-wracking happened while I was on my way home for Christmas. I was on American Airlines Flight 1272, Flight 12D. I get off the plane, and I realize I left my MacBook Air 11-inch in that back seat pocket. I panicked because I have so much sensitive data on this computer because of all these companies I'm acquiring. I mean, hundreds of due diligence docs, so I needed that stuff secure. I'm using a tool called Jamf now, which allows me to manage all my Apple devices. I'll tell you what happened, and you'll learn if I got my MacBook Air back midway through this episode. In the meantime, try Jamf now at nathanlatka.com/secure. That's nathanlatka.com/secure.
Nathan Latka here. This is episode 530. Coming up tomorrow morning, you'll learn from Alex Babin. They're currently raising a round of capital on a $5 million cap note, and they're pre-revenue. How did they get that valuation and be pre-revenue? All right, Top Tribe, good morning. Nathan Latka here. Our guest today is Shawn Livermore. He is an author and technology consultant, most recently a founder and CEO of tech startup ZipTask, which generated nearly $2 million in revenue. He's raised 4 rounds of funding and then closed it down to take on new opportunities, which we're going to talk about here in a second. Shawn, are you ready to take us to the top?
I am. Thanks for having me, Nathan. Nice to meet you here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. So, okay, tell us first, ZipTask, that's the company. Tell us what it did and how you generated $2 million in revenue.
Right. So ZipTask is fully managed outsourcing, I think is the last tagline we went with. And it was essentially a progressive effort to try to fix the problem. And the problem was that when you try to outsource technology projects, it just sucks. It always breaks. You know, you have to deal with folks that are living in all sorts of places in the world with dirt floors sometimes, and they have language barriers and all sorts of economical issues there that they're trying to scrap together, you know, ends meet and put a sort of a career together from nothing. And you have an American business trying to outsource technology projects, trying to save a buck. And so a vast amount of dynamics is happening between those two parties, and we try to really solve that problem. It's a very painful problem, actually. People really pull their hair out trying to get someone to develop software for them on the cheap, and so that was the goal of the company. And we succeeded in the goal, but we failed as a company.
So what was how much capital did you end up raising total?
So we raised 4 seed rounds. First total, I think, came up to about $650,000.
Okay, 4 seed rounds. My gosh, you must have spent all your time raising capital.
I mean, this was quite an endeavor. I would say I've lost so much sleep, and I've invested thousands of hours of my life into this thing. And me and about 30 other total people. I mean, it was really difficult, and my heart goes out to all those entrepreneurs out there who are pounding their head against the wall at 2 a.m, you know, trying to write code and wake up the next day and drive into work and, you know, pay their bills. I really can feel their pain because that's pretty much what we did.
Well, so take us there. I mean, what were you paying yourself as you were going through this whole process?
Well, as a technology consultant, you know, I'd have my day job clients, and I'd drive into Irvine from Corona. So Southern California here, the freeway system is one of the worst in the world. So I'd spend an hour on the freeway, get into work, do the cubicle thing, pound it out at home at night. And this is back beginning in summer of 2010. And just dissolved the corporation this year. In fact, just in the last couple months here. Okay,
so just what was it, like August 2016?
September 2016, yeah.
Okay, and you launched it when?
Summertime 2010.
Okay, got it. So, yeah, so 6 years really doing this. Holy mackerel. What did you grow in your best month? What was the monthly recurring revenue?
Best month was about $107,000 of revenue.
Okay, and when you shut it down, how much revenue were you doing in that month?
Oh, I mean, it was, down to nothing. I mean, we pretty much dissolved. I mean, maybe like $5,000 in the last month, or $10,000 or something like that.
Why? I mean, so people listening are going to go, wait, why did he just shut this down? Why didn't he try and at least flip it or sell it? Why did you not try to do that?
Oh man. Okay, so this is the journey of hard knocks. I mean, learning by doing. There's an old Hebrew phrase that says, "Asah Shema," by doing we will understand. And so we understood very clearly, very early on, that digital tasks, and we started. I kind of have to take you through the story, so if you humor me for a second here. So back in summer 2010, it was the idea, the epiphany moment, and I have a long Medium post about the whole thing, so I'm sure you can link to that.
I'll link
or
to in the
whatnot.
show notes. Yep.
And so back to 2010 is the idea came to me driving along the road, had that moment, the idea that you could do a better job of outsourcing tasks from your mobile device and push stuff off to somebody somewhere in the cloud. And at this time, TaskRabbit, who I'm sure you've heard of, was also in the formation process, as was TopTal, which I later ended up running their growth team for a while.
You ended up working at TopTal?
Yeah, I ran the growth team for a season.
Very cool. I hear they're doing very, very well.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of money, a lot of revenue. Yeah.
Yeah, they're I actually use them. I'm building the next company I'm growing. I'm actually using talent through TopTal, and I kind of show the process at nathanlacka.com/TopTal for anyone that wants to check that out.
Yeah. So anyway, 2010, the process came to a point where I had not gathered enough data about the real scenarios that are happening, and not done enough validation on the business model. And so I launched prematurely and put something out there that I was excited about. It was a learning process for myself. And then I went to, partner up with a great designer, Jeff Sherwood, who we can link to. He did a great job for us putting together really fantastic designs on each of the different pivots. And so co-founded there, but really needed kind of some additional co-founding friends that I didn't have at the time, and to help with sales and more of a growth strategic model. But learned my lesson on that. Then we pivoted in 2012, and I raised $200,000 from an angel investor at the Pasadena Angels, who later, his name was Stan, and he later jumped in as an actual co-founder, kind of help us get the thing off the ground. And then we, did a couple $1,000s of revenue in that pivot, and we moved from any sort of task like, move a couch or build a sandwich or, write a document or write code or whatever it might be, into a very strategic niche task base, which was like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Sales guys hop on the plane. By the time they land, the PowerPoint is done, right? It's the idea. All mobile. But that, despite doing a couple grand in revenue there just to kind of prove the basis for the business model, that really wasn't well-founded because of a variety of reasons. But to sum up the reasons, the idea is simply that it's not that simple. You can't just expect someone to develop a great...
Shawn, fast forward us, though, because we only have 15 minutes. Why did you decide not to sell this business? Why not flip it?
I tried many times. I met with some of the largest players in my industry, Upwork, which was formerly Odesk and Elance, met with several other different large consulting firms, some Japanese firms. I mean, we had various different discussions, probably at least 10 different meetings. And the end result was that even though there was revenue and even though we proved our business models in the final business models that we had, that it did not represent sufficient intellectual property that was differentiated enough for an asset acquisition, and we didn't have enough full-time employees to mandate a personnel acqui-hire type of scenario.
Well, still, I mean, if your best month you're doing $100,000 in revenue, I mean, there's a customer list that's got to be valuable to somebody.
You'd think so,
but you just couldn't flip it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Interesting.
No,
okay,
I ended up just. Yeah.
So you wrap it up, you shut it down. That was just recently. So what are you doing now?
Well, actually, I'm in the process of putting together some material that may go into a book and kind of looking at all the different options. But I'm working for a great company, raised several $100 million in Phoenix called Carvana. So we sell used cars on the internet. And we're doing a great job. I have a team I'm leading out there, and I'm closely connected to some of the C-level executives there. And so excited about what they're doing, excited about helping them on that journey, and then, see what happens next.
Very cool. Well, Shawn, if people want to follow you on this journey, where is the best place for them to connect with you online?
I'm on Twitter at Shawnee Pants, and you can also hit me up on Medium, Shawnee Pants, I believe, as well, and ShawnLivermore@gmail.com. You can just shoot me an email. But also looking at putting together a book called Obscurity, and the Obscurity book is all about, it'll probably be obscuritybook.com if I have it, but it'll be all about the being in the weeds as an entrepreneur, being deep into the realm of the unknown and going 10 feet deep into the mud, and kind of all the different stories in history about people who have come out of obscurity, come out of nothingness and the vague intrigue of their research, and produced really magnanimous type of output. So that's what I'm working on as well.
So guys, I told you at the beginning of the episode, I left my MacBook Air on an American Airlines flight in the back seat pocket on the way home for Christmas, and I was so panicked from a security perspective. And I will tell you, so many CEOs that I talk to and entrepreneurs, they worry about security. So I'm using this tool called Jamf now. It allows me to secure all of my Apple devices, so iPad, iPhone, all that stuff. And furthermore, I can put my whole team on it at the business. And if I have apps I want them all to install, I can push it to all of them all at once. Or look, we have to fire people sometimes. If you ever have to fire an employee, you don't have to worry about them running off with passwords and hardware. You can lock them out very quickly and easily using this, again, tool called Jamf Now. It's totally free. You can try it at nathanlatka.com/secure. nathanlatka.com/secure. Totally free to get started. And again, use this if you have to lock employees out. Keep yourself secure. And remember, look, we have Russians hacking everywhere. We have Yahoo, 1 billion accounts hacked. You gotta keep your stuff safe, folks. Try what I'm trying. nathanlatka.com/secure. Go there now. Okay, Top Tribe, I have to tell you, many people go, Nathan, you came out of nowhere. Your website's growing so fast. How'd you do it? The answer is simple. So I use HostGator. I don't know if you guys know that, but I use HostGator. And the reason I do, they have like about 4,500 free templates I can use because I don't code. They've got a great e-commerce plugin. And guys, I bug the heck out of their support. They've got 24/7 support, which I love. So what I've done is I've worked with them. You guys know I make great deals. If you go to HostGator.com/Nathan, you can sign up, get your own domain for 30% off and a 45-day money-back guarantee. Okay, again, I make great deals for you guys. Go to HostGator.com/Nathan to grab that now.
Well, Shawn will link to that in the show notes at nathanlatka.com/the top530. Again, /the top530. All right, Shawn, it's time for the famous five as we wrap up here. These are one-word answers. You ready?
Yep.
Number one, what's your favorite business book?
Oh, Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Yes, I'm looking at Ford's CEO and how he's responding to the political satire that he's enduring.
And number three, is there a favorite online tool you have, like Acuity Scheduling?
I love Acuity. I really, let's see, gosh, so many of them.
Why do you love Acuity? How do you use it?
Scheduling, yeah, same as you. It's great. People can just, you shoot out a link instead of trying to figure out calendar schedules, and they find you and they schedule it within seconds. It's really great.
Have you tried? There's so many of these apps out there. Have you tried others, and why'd you decide on Acuity?
I have tried others. I've done a couple of things with ZipTask. Actually, we tried a whole bunch of different scheduling apps.
Like which ones?
Problems with, I can't remember, man. I mean, 3 years ago. Yeah. But we had so many options, and I think that the problems were solved with all the Gmail and Google Calendar integration and all that. It's such a headache, but they've done the perfect job. They really nailed it.
Yeah, no, Gavin's a smart guy. I use it. In fact, you guys can see how I use that at nathanlatka.com/schedule. All right, number four, Shawn. Yes or no? Do you get 8 hours of sleep every night?
No, not really.
And
probably about 7 or so. I'd love to get more.
And what's your current situation? Married, single? Do you have kids?
I'm very happily married, and I have a 16-year-old daughter who is the pride and joy. My greatest accomplishment, my 16-year-old.
Very good. And how old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay, so last question. Take us back 18 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Wow. Calculate risk carefully. and to make measured decisions with every hour of your day. Make sure that you don't invest 20 hours into something when it should only mandate 2.
Top Tribe, there you have it. Calculate your risk carefully from Shawn. Again, launched a company, very successful, grew to about 107 grand in MRR, and then made the decision to do something that no one talks about enough, I think, which is understanding when to pull the plug. He was slugging away for 6 years. He's now moving on. He's opened himself to bigger and new opportunities, which we will follow along with. Shawn, thank you for taking us to the top.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
If you enjoyed Shawn today, go back and listen to Guy Suter yesterday. His company, Notion.ai, is pre-revenue, but they raised $10 million. How'd they do it? Top Tribe, I love giving away free money. I feel like Oprah giving away cars, and I have something special for you today. How many of you have heard our super sharp guests talk about success they've had with Facebook and Google Ads? Well, all of you listening right now, yes, if you're listening, you get $100 in free AdWords. Here's how you get it, okay? Again, thanks for listening. Get the free $100 from Google, right, when you sign up with my website host provider, HostGator. Go sign up now to get your free money. HostGator.com/Nathan. Again, that's HostGator.com/Nathan. Okay, Top Tribe, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. And don't forget, before you listen to any other episodes, subscribe on iTunes right now for your chance to win $100 every Monday.